Life as a man, I believe, is like playing the video game on a harder difficulty. Harder work for a greater reward. So if you're prepared to do the work, life as a top-tier male is the best human experience. You know you can have the best possible version of reality if you get up off your ass more often.
If you were to ask any boy, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, where do you want to be when you're 25, 30? Big house, fast car, beautiful wife. That's what they're going to say. And slowly, the programming of the Matrix beats this dream out of men. So they get to my age, and they're fat, with a woman who doesn't love them, who's unattractive, who's a low-quality person. Growing up is an analogy for having the aspiration that every boy has beaten out of them and accepting the programming of the Matrix.
If you don't know what to do, don't go to university. If you know what you want to do and you need a university degree to do it, then obviously pursue that. If you don't know what you want to do, going to university is going to burn 3 or 4 years of your time and likely get you into a bunch of debt and a bunch of trouble that you don't need. Go to the parking lot of your university where the teachers park and look what they're driving. You won't see one car that you'll ever want.
You're not going to feel good as a man unless you're conquering something, unless you develop some degree of exceptionalism, unless you can look in the mirror and be proud of yourself. Every single man is born with an ego which you need to find a way to justify. If you have an ego that you can't justify, you're going to feel unhappy. I've had thousands of emails saying exactly that. They delete me. They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck about the men's mental health crisis. They don't care.
24, I couldn't pay the rent. At 28, I was a millionaire. And at 32, I bought a Bugatti because I was worth $20 million. That's how quickly you can get rich with a plan. If you don't have a plan, all you have is a dream. If your plan to get rich is longer than 3 years, it's a dream. If you're going to sit around and pray for a miracle, it's never going to happen. They don't give you the news for free because they want you to be informed. They give you the news for free because they want you to watch it so they can tell you what to think. When's the last time you've sat with any of the Matrix-approved systems, any school, any TV program, any financial planner, and they told you exactly how to make money? They don't tell you that because once you're rich, you're free. The real world is something that I have built, and this is how I will teach you how to make money in ways you have never heard of before, never seen before, and will never find access to these tools and this information anywhere else on the planet. The Matrix is cracking, and if you want to escape, I'm waiting for you inside of the
last 3 years, the evil elites were talking about the Great Reset. They were right. It's coming, but it will not work in their favor. The Great Reset begins the day I'm released from jail.
My experience, the time to get rich is running out. Slavery is coming and you're not going to be able to escape. The rich are literally getting richer and the poor are literally getting poorer in real time. These are some of the last years where a broke person can genuinely escape the Matrix. You are running out of time. Forget that patience crap. You go get rich now. The Matrix is cracking, and if you want to escape, I'm waiting for you inside of the real world.
I don't think you guys understand that most of you in my position would just get in the Bugatti and fuck off and just hang around with chicks and just go on yachts. I dedicate so much of my life to you guys because I truly believe it's my purpose. What else am I supposed to do? You may ask, why don't I just take my $100 million and disappear from the internet? Because Morpheus came back into the Matrix to free the minds who are ready to be free. I escaped, and now I feel obligated deep in my soul. I have to come back in and find the free minds. I understand most of you are not ready. But those of you who are listening, you understand that everything around you is a lie. I am prepared to free you. If you listen to the things I say, you agree with me, but then you do not take action, you deserve the enslavement, because that is what's coming. It will be bestowed upon you. You will eat the bugs.
Must say, I was skeptical when I joined HU 120 days ago. You changed my life, had my first 10K month.
10K month. And you know what's amazing? Once you've made a 10K month, you can start making a 100K month. All these people are making money, and you're sitting at home going, oh, maybe money will just come from the sky one day. It doesn't work that way. You gotta learn how. We will teach you how. You need me. The whole world needs me. I'm that guy. I'm a bad guy, but you need me. What other multimillionaire who owns a Bugatti is going to teach you how to make money? I'm the only one!
I made 4K in my first month.
Over 10 grand.
I made 11,000.
$15,000.
32,000.
Inside Andrew Tate's The Real World.
Not joining the real world, it's almost laughable.
What's next? What's next?
Men who do not control their emotions are dangerous. If you find a man who is stoic, he's not going to hurt people. He's going to sit and think about his actions very carefully, and he's going to be a good man who protects and provides for his family. You find a man who just acts out on impulse, does whatever he feels like, you're going to find a dangerous man. Sitting here telling men to cry more and act with their feelings and it's okay to feel this way, that way, etc., and have no self-control. That is why we have the problems we have in the world. You can't have an opinion if you're broke, because you need to rely on your job. You can't resist enslavement if you're broke. You can't say no to the injection if you're broke. You have to comply, comply, comply. If you truly want to be able to think for yourself and talk for yourself, you need to acquire money.
cannot be going through life as a fucking brokey any longer. This is beyond having a nice car. This isn't about a diamond watch. This is about your integrity, your ability to fucking speak as a man. You need money for that. They want to keep you working, consuming bullshit until you fucking die. That's all they want from you. If I can create something from thin air, and I can create unlimited amounts of it, and I can make you give up your life for this thing, you're my slave. The idea that you can just work really hard, save up, get a mortgage, and in 35 years pay the house off and then you'll be rich are a scam. You need modern ways to make money, modern wealth creation.
The real world is something that I have built.
In the real world,
You have millionaire professor.
You know that information is legit.
over 10K a month.
I made 11,000.
$24,000.
32,000.
And made 52,000 out of it.
You are the only person who can make this work, and you're also the only person who can fuck this up. We had a kid who was 16 from Singapore, and he was doing 75 grand a month. 75 G's a month. He bought his mom a house. You want to make money online? I'll teach you how to make money online. I guarantee I can teach anybody, no matter how little experience you have, no matter if you live in a third world country, if you have an internet connection, you can make more money per month than you invest.
When I joined the real world, I was fearful. I made 11,000.
£10,000 a month.
$15,000.
It's about to be have debts and have jets, have pennies and have Bentleys. Listen, people will go to school and spend 100 grand to listen to a professor about business, and that professor has no business and no fucking money. So when a millionaire says, I'm gonna teach you how to make money for $50, and you don't bother to click yes, okay, you deserve the slavery which will be bestowed upon you.
Third world country, that's Kenya. A year and a half later, I've made $45,000.
I've taken 14,000, made 52,000 out of it.
100K in 9 months inside of Andrew Tate's the real world.
These guys are making it work. It's real.
If you're a full-grown man and you are not absolutely and utterly motivated for the fact that you are going to need money to escape slavery and to live as long as possible and to give yourself and your family the best human experience, then you are a born loser. You should be obsessed with money. When a multimillionaire says, I'll teach you how to make money, you should have already signed up. Shouldn't be a delay.
The real world is a lifesaver.
Over 10K a month.
I've got even a 14-year-old that's making 5 grand a month.
I've made over 10 grand.
It's really been the best decision of my life.
Join the real world.
Hanging with your boys is the funnest thing to do. There's nothing else to do. Hanging with your boys and talking shit and laughing is always going to be the peak human experience. It doesn't matter if I have $100 million or I have $10. I'll be still sitting with Tristan and laughing. If I was suicidal, I still wouldn't kill myself. Because my parents worked too fucking hard to put me on the planet and raise me and feed me, working jobs day and night to put food in my mouth for my stupid ass to feel sad and kill myself. You're going to spend 100 grand to go to university and learn from a professor who's not even rich. When a millionaire says, I will teach you how to make money from home for $50, you don't join. We teach modern wealth creation methods. After 3 months, the average amount of money created by each individual is over $1,800. If you're sitting here and you just want money and that's all you care about, then you can join Hustlers University.
I made my $50 back in the same day.
I've made over 10 grand.
I was able to make $500K inside Andrew Tate's The Real World.
Not joining the real world to me is, it's almost laughable.
What's next? What's next?
There's not much above money. You have love, you have health, and after love and health, what can't money buy? Money is extremely important. Trying to say money doesn't matter is a coping mechanism. I know plenty of people out there who are millionaires who have a loving family, a loving wife, who are in perfect health, and their life is fantastic. I think we're here to struggle and to learn. I don't think we're here to be happy. I think we're here to do important things, and important things are going to be difficult, and they're going to be hard, and you're going to get frustrated, but that's what gives you purpose. It's almost like once you understand what life is really about, there's no emotion which isn't enjoyable. You fucking slaves. If I wasn't rich, watching the last 2 years of fucking chaos would panic me. They're destroying your currency and they're taking your freedom and they're wrecking your fucking life. And your dumb ass, broke, isn't sitting there going, fuck, I need to get rich. If your number one concern right now in your life is to get money into your fucking bank account, eternal slavery awaits you and your entire fucking bloodline.
The real world is something that I have built.
Inside the real world, I will teach you things that cannot be taught anywhere else on the planet. 19 modern wealth creation methods.
I made $64,000.
$15,000. 66K now.
Inside Andrew Tate's The Real World.
You call a woman every name you want to call her, she's going to forget about you within a day. She's going to be like, you know what, all that nice time I spent with Tristan, he showed his true colors tonight. That's who he really is. Right. The only kind of revenge that you can get, say goodbye politely, keep working hard, increase your value as a man, and wait till you are the man. She's like, Tristan, you know, it should have always been you. Then you can either tell her no or break her heart.
any despair. There was never any sadness. I never felt sorry for myself. Me and my brother would laugh about it. We'd laugh about it. Our electricity bill got cut off in our apartment, and we snuck outside the house and plugged extension wires into the hallway of our apartment complex and ran the wires into the house. And the wires were so thick our front door wouldn't close, and we would sleep with knives next to our bed, which is still a habit of ours to this day. Yeah, thinking, fuck it, you're gonna come in, I ain't got nothing to steal, but you're gonna get real hurt. I mean, why would you try to break into the man's house who can't pay his electricity bill? What the fuck do you think's gonna be in there?
Every single man out there listening to this, I want you to do one thing today, and I want you to do the same thing for the rest of your adult life. I want you to work very hard, and I want you to be proud of yourself. And if you do those two things, you'll be amazed how close you'll come to your goals. In fact, if you work hard and you're proud of yourself, every single goal you have in mind right now, you're gonna surpass.
The world is falling apart in real time. Most people are still asleep, still blindly complying, thinking that this is gonna go away. When the truth is, this slavery is just beginning. They are trying to reduce you to a QR code, and they are looking for people who blindly comply. This is why they make these mandates. They want you to do your job well enough for them to benefit, but they don't want you to think outside of that job. If you don't get rich and you don't get a powerful network very, very quickly, you're fucked. And that's why the real world exists, to help those who are perspicacious enough and hardworking enough escape the matrix. Everything that you learn in the modern educational system is a waste of time. None of it helps your life at all. And most of the time, especially in the West, you end up in debt to learn things you don't need. They'll never teach you anything about anything important that can genuinely improve your life. They just teach you things to keep you inside of the slave mindset. It's an indoctrination camp. It's all garbage. You need modern ways to make money, modern wealth creation. And my school will teach you how to make money. We teach 18 different ways to make money. People who join my school and listen actually make money.
I've made £10,000 a month.
$15,000.
$45,000.
In the real world.
If you're not growing, you're shrinking. Everything is always deteriorating. You forget things day to day. You don't top your knowledge up. You never stagnate. You're always deteriorating. You never get fit enough and think, okay, that's it. And if you stop training, you stay the same. It all deteriorates if you don't work on it. So you have to keep that in mind, because any kind of complacency, any kind of laziness, it's going to come back and bite you.
Enjoy the sunshine through the window as you sit in traffic. I've been to a lot of places, I've seen a lot of things where people would do anything to be you. A bad day is coming. For all of us, right? For all of us in our future, there's a 100% probability that either we're gonna die or someone we love is gonna die. You will have a reason to be upset soon enough. Why are you doing it in advance? Like nothing's wrong today.
I'm from a council estate in Luton, single parent household. I'm tired of hearing your fucking excuses. I will sit here on this podcast. People will listen to me for hours. I clearly know how to make money. You clearly like what I say. You obviously believe I'm intelligent and integral, and I won't lie to you. And I will say, listen, I have hundreds of millions of dollars, and I will teach you how to make money. And still, a whole bunch of people will sit there and go, yeah, anyway, next video. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
The real world is a lifesaver. I made $11,000.
$15,000.
Third world country. That's Kenya. A year and a half later, I've made $45,000.
Not joining the real world, to me, it's almost laughable.
If you're ready to get the hard work done, join the real world.
Schools are designed to make you a slave. Whole thing's a fucking scam. The education system's a scam. The judicial system's a scam. Oh, but don't worry. If things don't go my way, I'll get to go to court and have my say in court. Yeah, that's fair. We learned that doesn't mean a fucking thing. It's all a fucking scam. The only hope you have is to cure your brain, get a strong network of individuals, and then learn how to escape. The real world is something that I have built.
In the real world,
You're literally speaking to millionaire professors.
You know that information is legit.
over 10K a month.
$15,000.
$45,000.
And made 52,000 out of it.
They are attempting to put me in jail and destroy my life because I am helping young men. They don't care about men's mental health. They have no interest at all. Why was a person's liberty deprived of them for 6 months without charge? God knows the truth. I know the truth. Most of the world knows the truth. And I genuinely believe that Allah is the best of planners. And whatever happens to me, regardless of whether I am martyred, regardless of whether they put a bullet in my brain, I know what I have done is good for the world. And the things I will do will continue to be good for the world. Chilling in Dubai. This is what happens when you're outside the Matrix. You're geographically free. Anyone who's watched the Matrix carefully understands that the people inside of the Matrix realize that something isn't right. I hope you're paying attention to me. I hope you can hear me over my W16 quad turbo 8-liter Bugatti. If you're sitting here with a Nissan and you consider yourself pretty well off, I'm doing okay actually. I put some money in my 401. Money's not real. I came from nothing. I hacked the Matrix. I escaped and I'm back to free your minds. Like Morpheus. I'm making the call. I'm trying to give you the red pill. And even though I have $5.5 million car, 26 more cars at home, and millions of dollars and all this monumental success, people still sit there and go, I don't know if I can trust it. you can't trust me, who can you trust? The university professor? He's an agent. He's a slave to the machine. You must wake up, and you're only going to escape with my help.
Join the real world and learn from Tate how to escape. Link in bio.
When you start seeing a car the price of a house, and then you start seeing people with 30 of them, that's got to wake you up. I try and say this to people. Let's imagine, what's a good wage in England? 100 grand a year? What, you're paying 40 or 50% tax? So let's say you're getting 60 grand a year. You're a successful slave. Let's imagine you can live for free, eat for free, you walk to work, you never buy clothes. Let's imagine you save 100% of your money. My Bugatti was 5.2. What is that? Is that like 90 years? That's a lifetime of slave work without spending a penny ever once. To by the time you're a fucking geriatric and can't function, you might be able to buy one of my 30 cars. If that does not tell you the matrix must be cracked and there's other ways to make money, then nothing fucking does. The best thing about being a man is you get to build your character from the ground up. You're not born with any value. You're born as a blank slate. I decided I wanted to be a big toting, kickboxing, Bugatti driving fucking bad boy. I did it all myself. You get to choose you want to be a musician and be sensitive and play guitar and get them that and be important that way. You get to choose you want to go get in the cage and kick the fuck out of somebody. You get to choose to be anything you want. But you have to go and do it. It's going to be difficult because it's competitive. But that's the beauty of being a man, the blank slate. And I inspire men to look at themselves as the blank slate and go, you know what? I ain't shit now, but I can become anything I want. How could I possibly give up on myself?
You're watching this and you're depressed. Drop and give me 200 press-ups. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes, and tell yourself you're the fucking man. Depression absolutely isn't real. Implement the 4 things I've told you, the 4 important tenets of a G mindset. When you say, if I say something, I'm going to do it, my word is iron-willed. When you say that nobody is ever coming to save me, ever. When you say that I'm pissed off, I don't have the life I want to have. And you couple that with, I believe I can do anything. If you truly believe all of these 4 things, it's going to change your entire view of this planet. I've lost women who I didn't want to lose, but I let them go. I didn't beg for them back. I didn't cry about it. I just let them leave. I handled it like a man. And the truth is, as a man, a woman doesn't even have to like you. She doesn't even have to love you, but if she respects you, she's always going to be around. And this is why if I love a woman with all my heart and she goes, I want to leave, the first thing I'm going to say is, fucking pack. Because if I say anything else, she's not going to respect me. Like, if I, oh, please stay, I'll say, look, I don't want you to leave. I would like you to stay, but if you're going to talk shit and threaten me, you get the fuck out of my house. Like, I've had women leave me, but there's... I have an argument with a feminist, and she was saying that we need to teach men not to rape. And I said, my dear, I love how idealistic you are, but I am realistic. Men are already taught not to rape. She's like, no, we need to go and change language at school and rewrite history and do all the shit they're trying to do to make men weak, because they think that weak men don't rape. But I said, no, people already understand that rape is wrong. Unfortunately, human nature, some people don't care about doing wrong things. We should teach people not to steal, but they still steal. Would you agree that everyone says don't steal? The Bible says don't steal. The Quran says don't steal. Schools say don't steal. Everyone says don't steal. People still steal. So if I were to take $1 million in cash and walk down the street at night in the worst part of town holding it, to a degree I would have some responsibility. When I got robbed, the police would come and say, why did you do that? People would say, Andrew, why did you do that? You have to protect yourself from things. You can't just rely on the ideological hope that other people in the world are going to be perfect and infallible. God is unhappy with you because you're not trying hard enough. God hates the lazy. God wants people who try. He's created all of us, and he's looking down. He's seeing the ones who are really trying, seeing the people who don't try at all, and then he's seeing people like you. Most of you are in this category, somewhere in the middle. You've convinced yourself you're trying, and you tell other people you're trying, deep, dark, in the middle of the night, really, when it's time to try your own porno. You know you're not trying as hard as you fucking should. I preach hard work, discipline. I preach religion. I preach no alcohol. I preach no knife crime. Every single problem with modern society, I'm against. I'm teaching young men to be disciplined, to be diligent, to listen, to train, to work hard. And I'm saying that if men grew up like me, which are hardworking and diligent and emotional control and stoic, we're going to have a better society, not a worse society. And also
financial success for the Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
Is that what I teach?
Andrew Tate, you have really saved my life and brought me back to the old Justin that I knew that I was.
Half-ass, all over the place, gaming, watching Netflix.
I was 265 pounds, breast and everything.
What do you say to young men who come to you for advice, who feel lost, who don't really know where they fit into society?
I say that life as a man is exceptionally difficult. I say the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing about being a man is you're born without value. Society doesn't care about you. You're only going to be cared about based on how useful you are. You have the chance to build yourself up and become a superhero if you're prepared to do the hard work and be indefatigable enough to never quit. But if you're going to stand around and wait for a handout, nobody's going to ever respect you. And I think that a lot of people have forgotten about how difficult and how competitive it is as a man. We're always in constant competition with each other. And it's your duty as a man to stand up and say, I want to be as important and strong, good-hearted, and God-fearing as possible. And I need to work hard to achieve those things. You don't want to be a loser anymore. But then that new video game comes out. I'll just play the video game. I'll just be a loser for 2 more weeks. Then I'll get back to trying to escape the Matrix. It doesn't work that way. You cannot quit. You cannot give up. You need that momentum to break free. When a rocket is flying out towards the moon to escape the atmosphere, it doesn't fucking pause halfway up the sky, does it? No, it keeps going. You are finally in the right place at the right time. You are the only person who can make this work, and you're also the only person who can fuck this up. I don't want to be those things. I don't want to be like the people you're telling me I should be like. I want to drive Bugattis and Lamborghinis and be big and strong, be able to fight and have a bunch of money and a private jet and a yacht. I want to be Batman. I don't want to be a fucking dork.
I trained so hard because I was scared of losing, and I used that fear to train as hard as possible. And you can apply that to life as a whole. You need to use the fear of being mediocre and use it to make you try as hard as possible. If you're not afraid of being a dumbass, you're going to stay a dumbass. I couldn't sleep a single night. I couldn't sleep. There's my money. We'll have Lamborghinis. I ain't got one. I couldn't tolerate the pain in my mind.
If you love your parents, how can you still be sitting at home playing video games being a lazy piece of shit? Don't you want people to remember them? Don't you want people to think, wow, who's this person who raised this amazing person? That, in and of itself, should be endless motivation. Otherwise, they're going to be forgotten along with you.
But we're all going to be forgotten in the end.
Perhaps this is true. There are still stories we tell from 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. And I tell the story of my father, and my son will tell the story of me, and his son will tell the story of him. And we will all be so influential that the name Tate will live forever. If you look at any man who's very good at being a man, most of them have had extremely traumatic lives. If you're going to talk about the most brave man you can think of, he's been through trauma. If you think of the best soldier you can think of, he's been through trauma. The man who's going to charge into the burning building, the fireman, he's been through trauma. If you find a man who's never had any traumatic experiences, he's terrible at being a man. I know all the shit I went through and all the pain I had to suffer to become the man I am. And every time I meet another guy who has his life in order, it's the same story. This fucked me up, but I thought, fuck it, I'm going to attack the world anyway. I don't want to be those things. I don't want to be like the people you're telling me I should be like. I want to drive Bugattis and Lamborghinis and be big and strong and be able to fight and have a bunch of money and a private jet and a yacht. I want to be Batman. I don't want to be a fucking dork. There's not much above money. You have love, you have health, and after love and health, what can't money buy? Isn't that number 3? Money is extremely important. Trying to say money doesn't matter is a coping mechanism. I know plenty of people out there who are millionaires who have a loving family, who are in perfect health. Just as soon as you get money doesn't mean you lose love of your family and shit. That's not true at all.
Fuck your motivation. Fuck your motivation. You need discipline.
So no matter how you feel, get up and do what you're supposed to do.
You have to learn to perform without motivation.
When the alarm clock goes off in the morning, get up. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. When the alarm clock goes off in the morning, get up.
Every fucking day I wake up and I don't want to do some fucking shit.
When I wake up in the morning, I don't think, am I motivated to go do what I'm supposed to do? No.
I genuinely believe that Allah is the best of planners, and whatever happens to me, regardless of whether I am martyred, regardless of whether they put a bullet in my brain, I know what I have done is good for the world, and the things I will do will continue to be good for the world.